Secretary of State John Kerry showed his support for the Ukrainian government in Kyiv Thursday, calling for a peaceful solution through diplomacy, but adding there cannot be what he called a one-sided peace.
Russia and the separatists are seizing more territory, terrorizing more citizens, and refusing to participate in serious negotiations. Let there be no doubt about who is blocking the prospect of peace here. They continue to refuse Ukraine the control of its own border. Its own border.
French President François Hollande and German Chancellor Angela Merkel were in Kyiv to present a ceasefire plan before heading to Moscow Friday to discuss the plan with the Russian president.
Nous ferons une nouvelle proposition de règlement.
We will make a new proposal to settle the conflict itself, which will be based on the territorial integrity of Ukraine.
Fighting between Ukrainian forces and pro-Russian rebels in eastern Ukraine has killed more than 5,000 people since last April. Western nations say Russia is providing direct support to the rebels. Germany and France oppose providing lethal weapons to Ukraine, but the White House is mulling over the option.
Well, the president is going to make a decision that he believes is in the broader national security interest of the United States. And part of that is understanding what sort of impact the decisions that we make have on our allies.
In Brussels Thursday, NATO military officials focused on the alliance's response to the Ukraine conflict, detailing a plan to bolster its presence in Eastern Europe. U.S. Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel said the world needs to focus on the entire scope of what's happening in Russia, not just on whether to give Kyiv defensive weapons.
Inflation, lack of investment, people pulling out of Russia, their currency, their ruble, at a considerable all-time low. These are also reflections of what's happening to Russia as a result of its aggression.
Hagel said the military is one part, but not the only dynamic determining how this conflict will eventually be resolved. Carla Babb, VOA News, Brussels.